Have you ever had Comrade beer?
Once or twice.
Once or twice.
Absolutely.
Well, it just so happens we have the award-winning small brewery of the year from the Great American Beer Festival, and 2 gold medal winners, and years and years of just racking up medals from the Great American Beer Festival. Here he is, David Lin from Comrade Brewing Company. You've been here with us throughout the whole show, but now it's your time, my friend. How are you?
Great. Yeah, that's been so far. It's been really fun.
Good times with you. What I want to do is I want to do the quick setup, talk about Comrade.
Okay.
When you, this brainchild of yours, who you're brewing with, because I think that's a great story. And then we'll do that. We'll take a break and we'll come back and we'll talk about these nuances. Go ahead.
Yeah, so we're here in southeast Denver, just 2 miles east of I-25 in Evans, really close to the Denver Dumb Friends League. We've been open since 2014 and got an amazing brewmaster, now 2-time brewing company and brewer of the year. I used to work with him. I was his assistant brewer back in 2005, and we've always just been talking about it.
Wait, hold on. Rewind that. 2-time brewery of the year with 2 different breweries. That's a big accomplishment because I don't know how you achieve that, but he's managed to do that. What's his name?
His name is Mark Slanham, and he's actually out partying in New York City right now.
Big baller. Well, why wouldn't you, man? And hopefully on the dime of Comrade.
Maybe.
Shout out to Mark's.
That's right. Hey, you got that Amex card there? Mark, go ahead. Do whatever you want with it. It's your weekend, man. That's quite the accomplishment. So how many years again in Aurora?
So we're actually in Denver. So the address is Denver.
Is it Denver?
Yeah, is it Denver? Yeah. I'm sure that Aurora probably wants to claim us as their own, but we're a little bit far from them. We're still about a mile and a half away from the city limits, and we're like just outside of Denver.
Well, the licensing red tape in Denver, I would rather be in Aurora to do that. But, good for you guys in Denver proper, I guess you would say.
Yeah, like unincorporated Rapo County, Colorado. That's like official.
What's your background?
Mine's in hospitality management. We're operated food service operations for numerous years for a large company. I actually started commercially brewing in 2005. Brewed with the guys over at Dry Dock right before I opened up my own place. So there's a lot of people that come through Dry Dock as well. But Dry Dock was definitely like my third brewing gig and kind of the inspiration for me to kind of go out there and open up my own place.
And that tells a tale because, honestly, every time you go to Comrade, the hospitality vibe, the attention to detail that you get there is uncommon in the brewing world, I have to say.
Give me an example.
Well, you know what? I mean, you get greeted. Even if you've been there like a handful of times, they know your name. You are educated in what you're drinking. They go the extra mile in doing that. The place is pristine. It's well kept. It's a place where you can feel at home. And even if you're the only guy in the bar, which honestly has never happened to me. I mean, we're always quite a few, but it has always been like a second home.
It's always, come down to the quality, but what most people, especially for, everybody, customer service is such a huge component of what we do.
Mm-hmm. Well, not to mention brewing great beer.
Yes, but sometimes so underrated customer service in the world of beer, don't you think, David?
Yeah, I wish I had some more opportunity to go out and check out some more places, but I think it's definitely improving across the board.
Well, let's face it, craft breweries are a little intimidating for folks that aren't within that niche. To go in and say, it's like, well, what do you recommend? Or what do you do as far as that educational arm to be able to, if someone walks in, to make them feel comfortable and at the same time welcome, but no dumb questions.
We're ready to hold their hand. It's incredibly intimidating. You walk in there and there's 16 beers on tap. You don't even know where to start. And so our staff is very passionate. They drink all the beers there, and that's their mission to find that perfect beer for you. And I hope we have one for you.
I think you said it correctly. We're ready to hold your hand, and that's the intimidation thing.
It doesn't have to be scary. It shouldn't be scary.
David, do you remember when I came here? There was a saying: "If you brew it, they will come." Is that it?
Yeah,
a lot of people
like
live for that, but unfortunately, these times it's not about that anymore. You have to brew it good, and you have to be good. You have to be a public house.
Yeah,
Don't you feel that that's the thing?
the market has shifted a lot, like 180 since we opened up, almost 6 years ago. So, destination brewery, big thing, and it still, it still exists. You can think of, WeldWorks all the way up in Greeley. Like, make a lot of people want to go up there and go out of their way for it. But maybe now here in Denver, you're going to drive past, maybe a couple breweries, and so you're going to go to the one that's close to you, the one that you can walk to, the one that you can, be the neighborhood one.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, look at that showing up there. That's a
Oh, we've got
very nice little piece of
a
lamb.
lamb lollipop.
That was an amazing.
I don't know. Is
rack of
Mike,
lamb
are
right
you
there.
looking to take your phone out and take a picture? No, he's looking to get a napkin out of his pocket.
I'm gonna be eating that,
to
man.
Eat that. That's what I love about it. It's like we're so food minded. We're like, let's take a picture of that. Mike's like, let me get a napkin because I'm about to kill this. Dave, we're going to come back and we're going to get real geeky about beer, award-winning consistency. What does it take to win a medal at GABF? We'll tell you when we come back right here on the Modern Eater Show on iHeartRadio.
Listen up, barbecue lovers. Greg Hollenbach here for Proud Souls Barbecue and Provisions. Proud Souls is Denver's authority of all things barbecue. Do you rule your neighborhood with the best backyard barbecue? From beginners to pit masters, Proud Souls has all the equipment you could possibly want. A variety of wood, pellet, and charcoal grills and smokers. Award-winning pit masters and owners of Proud Souls, Dan and Tony, have a passion for barbecue, and it shows. Located on 25th and Federal, Proud Souls retail store is bursting at the seams with your barbecuing essentials, the Spice Guy spices, and superior flavored fuels for your pit like hickory, mesquite, oak, pecan, cherry, apple, peach, maple, grape, and a variety of blends. Hit their website, ProudSoulsBBQ.com, for delicious hands-on barbecue classes and get information on current promotions and deals. For the best in barbecue, locally owned and operated on 25th and Federal, there are guys. Proud Souls Barbecue and Provisions. That's ProudSoulsBBQ.com.
Hey, this is Brother Luck from Colorado Springs. All right, you ready? Owner of 4 by Brother Luck and Lucky Dumplings. I mean, he's a very, very impressive man. And you're rocking with the Modern Eater.
All right, you're out.
Our radio.
Okay, back at it from Proud Souls Barbecue and Provisions. Greg Hollenbach, Jay Parker, Brian Freeman, he's in Hawaii. Little Rich Snyder, he's in Mexico. There's a bad theme going on here. Although I couldn't think of a better place in the world to be than Denver, Colorado. We're so lucky because we have great agriculture. We have great breweries, distilleries. We have so many things to just pick and choose from right here in Colorado. And one of them right in our backyard, it is in Denver. And it's Comrade Brewing Company. David Lin rejoins us right here on the Modern Eater Show. And we're just kind of getting into the conversation of now of what does it take? I mean, I'm not going to, you have your ear to the ground. Alex, you have your ear to the ground. So do I. I talk to a lot of breweries. The frustration of going to the Great American Beer Festival year after year in hopes of just taking away a little bit of hardware. I want a little bit of hardware. Year after year, consistently, here it is, Comrade Brewing Company on the podium. What in the world, man? What do you attribute that to? Luck?
There's definitely some luck. It's a very competitive competition. I think there's 9,500 beers this year, 2,300 breweries, 109 categories. So it is a very tough competition, and sometimes it is just kind of luck of the draw.
Here's a quote from you. We swing for the fences, and we just happen to score a home run.
Yeah. Mark said that. I didn't say that, but I think we got lucky this year for sure, and we do work really hard. And I'm going to have to just steal a quote from the guys over at Bierstadt Lager House in downtown. It's not about doing like a few things really well. It's about doing 100 things just a little bit better, and just the combination of it kind of just gives us that there's a better product in the end.
Okay, so I had a conversation with Julia Hertz from the Brewers Association about Comrade. And I said, Julia, she said consistency. These folks are obviously very consistent in what they do because year after year it's recognized for what they do, and it's a blind tasting. Nobody knows this is a Comrade beer in front of their face. And
double blind, actually.
Double blind.
Yeah.
So that consistency element is that you guys are on the track, on that level of we're brewing this consistent, delicious beer, batch after batch, year after year, and we're going to continue to put it out there, and people are recognizing at that.
It's been a slow growth, and we built a really solid foundation, and I hope we just had a big break this year, and I'm excited that hopefully people will be able to come out and try more of our beer here.
Slow and
So humble.
solid.
Alex,
Isn't
he's
that
so
the best?
humble, right?
Yes, but slow and solid,
Well-
isn't that the best?
Well-
I hear people saying, but when you enter a GABF, it's like winning a lottery. You're going to roll the dice.
Is it?
But
Do you believe that?
I don't know. I mean,
I don't
do you
know
believe
either.
that?
I don't think so.
So we've competed in American IPA for this would have been the 6th year in a row.
One of the toughest categories to compete with.
Absolutely.
One of the most competitive, top 2 always, and the last 5 years in a row, we haven't been able to medal. So there is a little bit of luck, but we've continued to just really commitment to quality and consistency and just making a good product and kind of doing our own thing in our little southeast corner of Denver.
What does that do for you as a business? It's got to do something great, Alex, right?
Oh, I absolutely agree.
Do you know yet?
Everybody knows that the best hoppy beers I'm sorry if I have to say this, but the best hoppy beers that you can find in Denver and Colorado are coming from this gentleman here. That's the word on the street. That's what it happens. Just saying.
There's been a lot of good press, and we're excited to see what it does for us.
Are you in politics as well?
I'm not.
Well, you should be, because those are great. I mean, you're playing the fence so nicely. Speaking of politics, Comrade.
Yeah.
It's an interesting thing that you're putting out there as far as the brewery name. What are your thoughts about it?
I've had numerous people just before when we first, I got business cards made, 8 years ago. People said, this wasn't going to work. People don't like it. We try to be funny. It's the name really comes from the camaraderie in the brewing industry. We talk about that a lot, doing collaborations and working with each other. But it's a little bit tough to spell, a little bit unwieldy, so we kind of shortened to Comrade, and Comrade has its own funny word association, with it as well. But we pride ourselves on making great passion for beer. It's not a gimmick what we do down there, and also everything that we use, all of our tanks, all of our entire brew house, all of our fermenters, all of our serving tanks, it's 100% U.S. made. So you won't find a foreign component in there, and I think we're maybe just one of 3 breweries in Denver that can kind of uphold that standard.
Absolutely. And it's not just the tanks and the equipment that are hyper local. I mean, for example, today we were at the Falling Rock Tap House Fresh Hop Beer Festival that happens once a year, and you were one of the lucky guys that were actually there on tap. And we had 2 beers on their small selection, well, very large selection, but everyone gets 1 tap. You actually had 2, and you had 2 beers on there. One was the Montrose Fresh Hop IPA, and the other one was the Paonia Fresh Hop IPA.
Wow, that's cool. Do you mind if we answer that question after this quick break?
Yeah, no problem.
All right, we'll take a quick break. Come right back from Proud Souls Barbecue and Provision. You're listening to the Modern Eater Show with Comrade Brewing Company and David Lin right here on iHeartRadio.
Back to the show in just a minute, you guys, but it's that time where we talk bread, and moreover, we talk local bread from Aspen Baking Company. I don't know about you. There's cheese people, there's meat people, there's beer people. I'm a bread person, and I love bread, but you know what I don't love? I don't love preservatives, I don't love artificial coloring, and I don't love chemicals. And thankfully, Aspen Baking Company doesn't put any of those things in their bread. From hoagies to focaccia to ciabatta to baguettes to croissants to bear claws to lobster rolls to pound cakes to coffee cakes or to boxed lunches. If you're an employer who, likes to open your wallet from time to time and buy your employees a boxed lunch, then aspenbaking.com is the website you want to go to. Local bread, you guys. Hashtag how's your Aspen. AspenBakingCompany.com. I'm going to say it one more time, and then we're back to the show. It's AspenBaking.com.
My favorite.
Now it's time for the Modern Eaters Booze in the News segment.
I like my beer cold, my meat grilled, and my entertainment explosive.
All we need is a chair and a cooler beer.
Here's your booze news.
One of my favorites, Booze in the News. All the booze news you can use, Alex.
Oh,
right
totally.
Here on
And
the
we're
Modern.
speaking about Comrade tonight.
It's the best of the best on the show from Proud Souls Barbecue and Provisions. Great guests tonight. Mike Harper, Harper Feeders, the lamb that I love. I mean, truly, that's the good stuff.
I just had that lamb chop. It was amazing. Yeah, fantastic lamb.
David Lin, here with us. And before we broke off, you had a great question, Alex.
Yeah, we were speaking about being hyper-local and your last endeavor of the fresh hop with same beer, same recipe, same hops, but from two different localities in Colorado.
Montrose and what?
how they're different.
Paonia?
And Paonia, yes, indeed.
Yeah, it's fresh hop beer is one of those really fun ones. It's kind of like the last seasonal beer that you can make. You see Oktoberfest popping up on the shelves in July. You got, who knows, pumpkin beer show up in June or something like that.
So I'm guessing Paonia is high wire hops.
Yep,
And
that's
then
high wire hops.
And then where in Montrose is there hops?
Montrose is a relatively new farm called Billy Goat Hop Farms.
Oh, we need to look at Billy Goat.
We definitely do.
I like that.
And, it's a big logistical thing. The hops are finicky. We're in direct communication with the farmer, trying to figure out, hey, when is what's the weather going to be like? When do you think you'll be harvesting? And then big logistical challenge to
It's
just
a 24-hour window there, right? Do you have to hit?
Yeah, it's a little bit less than that, actually. Yeah, so they'll pick it that night. They're going to put it in their cooler, and then they'll drive it up here at like 5 in the morning, and then we'll get it around like 5, 10 or like maybe noon, hopefully.
And you won a medal for your fresh hop IPA like 2 years ago, was it?
Before you answer that, can I one-up you? Just because. So we took a little chartered flight out of, where was it? It was just up north here.
Colorado.
In Colorado, yeah. We were in
Out
Colorado.
of Colorado it was, actually.
Just out up north. We took a little plane, just a quick charter plane. We dropped down into Paonia. We landed in Paonia, grabbed some fresh hops for a project that Flightco and Brews Beers did together. Grabbed that hops, put it on the plane, brought it back, put it right in the kettle.
Yeah.
And ready to go for some fresh hops.
Yeah, that's also amazing, too. I just don't have the type of...
we can do that for you, man.
I don't have the type of pocketbooks.
You're
I
comrade,
absolutely
man.
agree. I was driving the van as well
comrade.
with you. I mean, absolutely.
Hey, let's do some stuff like that together. Now you're linked into the Modern Eater Show. We can make dreams happen.
Okay.
But you're making dreams happen, too, with those collaborations. And today you were at with King Black at Falling Rock.
Absolutely, at the Fresh Hop Beer Festival, and there is something to be said about this. How many years have you guys been? 6 years, right? How many medals have you won in 6 years?
We've got 5 at GABF, and we've got a World Beer Cup Gold as well.
So basically, every year you've gone to gold. You know what? People say that it's pure chance, but on the World Series of Poker that has been going on from the 70s, the same people are on the final table, and you're the same thing.
You stole my analogy, and everybody stole it from Rounders. But anyway, that's the analogy I was going to.
So I'm from Italy. We don't know what Rounders is, but yeah, whatever.
He does that all the time. I'm from Italy. I don't understand. Yeah, you do, bro. You really do understand.
Don't call me out, Jake. Come on.
No, a little bit where that was going to be my analogy. But yeah, where there's smoke, there's fire. So it's like luck plays a part in anything. Crossing the street, luck plays a part, but you have to look both ways also.
Always doing it much better than I do. Yeah, totally.
You guys. David, here's the long and the short of it is that ride the wave, do what you continue to do. You're humble as can be unapologetic of what you're doing, and just forge on. But I think ride the wave, man. You're going to get people inundating the tap room. And they're going to come because they said, you're the small brewery of the year. What do you do with those folks, and how do you convert them into your P1 demographic, which is just basically your everyday folks that are going to come in and enjoy Comrade?
It's going to be about having that customer service. I mean, the beer quality is there, and, it's up to our people to make sure that, we make it welcoming and inviting for you to come back.
You want to sell some lamb?
I'm not sure. I'm going to have to check with the liquor enforcement division on that one. I'm not sure.
Brewing with lamb. IPAs with lamb. That's a new category for World Beer Cup 2020.
Okay, what's on the horizon? What's next? What can you possibly do to top what you're doing?
Do it again. Do it back to back. I think that would be like a huge accomplishment.
I won't talk to you ever again. Back to back. Just all right. We'll throw in the gauntlet down.
Always done it before,
How many beers do you have on tap?
Usually we'll have at least 12. We'll have 3 year round, including the gold medal winning Superpower IPA and the bronze medal winning Redcon Irish style red ale. And the drinker today is always wanting to try something new, something different, so we try to bring in a lot of seasonals and rotators.
Great segue. I like the segue.
The Red Con from Comrade. Nothing political there.
Yeah. What are you going? Is there a conversation in there or no?
Oh, I wasn't being sarcastic. He sarcastically said.
Where do you go next? Are you experimenting with something that might? Is there another category you want to dominate?
I don't think so. I'm gonna have to just bring it back to these guys, these wonderful guys over at the barbecue joint here. You're talking about how you have certain meats, and you're gonna want to pair that that smoke level with it. You don't want to bite into a $40 steak and it just tastes like smoke. And so we kind of want to achieve that with our beers as well. We're looking for like a really good balance between the flavor, the aroma of the hops, and then the bitterness and the malt to kind of like balance it out. So we're trying to just find that zen of beer, and it's something that I think we could, definitely spend the rest of our lives just trying to shoot for, and I hope we can hit it one day.
Are sour beers out?
There's just great sour beers from other breweries, and you don't need another one from us.
But you see the
politics, man. I'm telling you, great job on that one.
Oh, absolutely.
Great
but you
job
see the
on
politics, the balance between those two beers that you presented today, that were both very different between themselves, with the same hops, and so both perfectly balanced. That tells a tale. You said balance before. Is that what Comrade is about?
Yes, yeah. I think we're just trying to make the best beer that we can, and it just can't be too over the top, especially if you want it to be. If you want to sit down and have like 2, 3, 4 pints, it's got to be drinkable. And
okay, David.
That's what we're doing.
What do you do with hard seltzer?
We are not making that. It seems like a cool thing. Maybe it's more of a spirits play, but people seem to really like our beer, so we're just going to continue on the beer thing.
Hazy IPAs.
Great producers. Weldworks. Shout out to those guys for
Fiction.
gold and silver. Fiction. Also won the bronze last year. You already got like the best in the state. We're gonna do the West Coast style, and we can't be the best at everything, so we should focus and just kind of make.
Are you sticking with heavy hitters?
Yeah, I hope so.
Or tried and true.
Both. We always have a kind of a mix there, so we're pretty IPA heavy down there, but very balanced. But we also want to make very traditional lagers and German style beers.
If there was an experimental in your heart, what is it?
Ooh, I don't know. It's probably,
no one else likes, but you do.
I'd like to get another Dortmunder export beer on there.
Whoa, that is something.
It would almost be like maybe like an imperial version of like a dry hop pilsner or something like that. I think that would be really cool.
What do you think Anno beers?
I think they're great. We did the Visit Denver kickoff and got to try some of the beers, and very interesting to kind of mix that blur that line between wine and beer, and it's going to be about finding that balance, and excited to try more and see what Alex is going to be putting out. I'm going to have to go to that grape stomping thing.
Yes, grape stomping party, October 26th.